I ventured onto the dating app Tinder. Okay? Right, exactly. The thing about Tinder is that you basically swipe right if you like someone, then a conversation starts. And it's really how the conversation starts. One time, someone started it by saying, "Are you crazy?" I'm crazy like you. We both on this app together. But you have to be able to know what level of crazy you are. You know, if you're gonna be dating, you gotta know that. And I learned that I am kind of like regular crazy. You know, like, oh, who texted you? I'm breaking your phone. Okay, yeah, like, it's like regular, like classic crazy. But then there's a whole other level of crazy. White girl, gone girl, crazy. You see, it's important to know whether you are regular crazy or white girl, gone girl crazy. I found this out in a situation where I was in a doorway about to frisbee my boyfriend's MacBook across a hallway. And I found out at that moment that I was not white girl, gone girl crazy, okay? You see, I knew in that moment that I wasn't white girl, gone girl crazy because I had been taken to a place, all right? See, men, you don't understand. You can take us to a place that we've never been before. It's a place of crazy that you're always surprised that happens. It's like you take us in a car, we get in the car, we ride with you willingly, and then we show up to crazy and you get out and you're like, I don't know how we got here. You brought us here. So now we're here. And I'm about to frisbee this MacBook. And something stopped me. And what stopped me was respect for Apple products. So I just slid the computer across because I may not be white girl, gone girl crazy because that would have meant that before I threw the MacBook, I would have taken pictures of the person killing me and then put it on their Facebook and then threw the MacBook. That would be white girl, gone girl crazy. I lived in New York City for 15 years. I used to cultivate my crazy on the daily, okay? I found myself on the train one time, and you know, like, there's this unspoken rule that if there is room, you don't gotta be right here, you know? Like in a parking situation, if you park and someone parks next to you, you're like, why? Why? There's so many spaces. Why are you here? That happened on the train. There's all these seats. I'm sitting. Next to me in the seat is a small flat rate box. It's not like tiny. It has some girth, but it's also not huge. But it's big enough to need its own seat. And I hear a voice come up behind me and say, I want to sit here. Well, there's all these seats. So I don't say anything. Then the voice comes in front of me and says, I want to sit here. Okay, so now things have elevated because the person is wearing jeans, a white tee, and he has one eye. I don't know if you've ever spoken to anybody with one eye, but it's very direct. I want to sit here. So I meet him where he came at me, and I said, you can't sit here. And so now we're both in the movie A Color Purple, all right? We're speaking from the cotton. It's very deep, okay? And now he's just like really angry about not sitting there. And I'm thinking this is gonna blow over until he reaches down, picks up the box, and starts hitting me with the box. Now, I don't know if you've been hit with a box, but it takes about 3 hits to know you're being hit with a box. So it's like 1, 2, I'm being hit with a box. And then you have to bounce back. So now I bounce back and we're wrestling with the box. We're wrestling with the box. And I remembered something, y'all. I'm a ninja. Sometimes skills just come up when you don't even expect it. It's like moms who pick up a car when their child is trapped. And all of a sudden I just, boom, kicked him. He falls back. Onto a bunch of people who up until that point didn't notice that I was being beat with a box. Next thing I know, 3 white guys come from the back of the train with dreadlocks. Don't do that. They looked like they had interrupted their hacky sack to come to my rescue. And they're like, hey, bro, hey, man. She just wants to sit by herself, man. He's like, I want to sit here. And I realized, guys, the only way to challenge this crazy is to handle it head on. See, there's two ways to deal with crazy. Either get really calm or get crazier. So I mustered my best Gandalf. And I told him, you will not sit here! And he said, whoop, gotta go. Good night, y'all.